Matt,
What's up, man?
what's up? Hold on. Okay, I see you. Hold on. Okay. What's up? So, those of you guys on the YouTube channel, you should know Matt already. I've done a couple of videos with him. He's done a ton of money last year on Amazon. And he's starting to do more like sharing more online, because I feel like last year you spent a lot of time just making money drop shipping on Amazon, and this year you're going to spend a lot more time just sharing what you have learned and so on. So first of all, in the description of this video, I'll put a link to Matt's channel so you can check it out. I'll put a couple other links because he has some other like Instagram and so on, so I'll put those links so you guys can check him out. But yeah, and also if you're watching my video, subscribe to my channel. Right. So Matt, what's up? Like, what's the deal? Like, I've been trying to get you on a call for a while. We're like, as I told you, we're focusing more on the Amazon software now, so we'll get launched. Matt is also a part owner of the Yashini. But so talk, what's the deal? Like, what's this year look like? Last year you did like 9 million on Amazon.
Yeah, absolutely. So this year is going to be a little bit different, obviously, because as things change with Amazon or e-commerce in general, you want to look at a little more of in any business, a short term and a long term. And for drop shipping, people that are drop ship, you want to look at it like this. So drop shipping's always been and always will be fast money, and we all know that. It's supposed to be that way. That's the reason why everybody's successful. I really don't know one person that's really done drop shipping that's really not been successful, except for several people that are just like, well, my account got suspended, or I'm just going to give up, or I'm not going to try to get it back, or I can't find a solution beyond these small little road bumps or potholes or whatever. Drop shipping has always been that easy way to, I wouldn't say necessarily easy if you're trying to make these huge strides. I mean, you're trying to make hundreds of thousands of dollars. If you're trying to do that, yeah, it's going to be a lot harder. But to make a living, I would not say by any means it's ever something that is super difficult, like with drop shipping.
Okay.
But for me personally, coming back to what I was saying for me personally, my goal for 2018 was really to try to and look at how we can expand conversion business. And this can help a lot of people that are kind of even dabbling, with FBA or private label or Shopify store, stuff like that. My main thing was I want to focus on being able to look long term, because long term what can happen is you can build your brand and build products that you actually brand yourself and stuff like that, and that can help you significantly better profit margins, create your Shopify stores, sell on all the other marketplaces, because it's not just Amazon, it's not just eBay. You have Jet, Walmart, Newegg, all these Wayfair, all these other marketplaces, and nobody even thinks about them. It's just like these other platforms don't exist.
Right.
And they do, but they really do. So what I'm trying to say
is...
wait.
So you plan to get on a lot of those other platforms? I know you're on some of them already.
So that's another thing. The goal is to try to just expand upon all these other platforms. Now, I just want everybody to just kind of stay with me. Please stay with me. But at the same time, when I'm talking about all these other platforms, it's not just even within each marketplace. Let's just say Amazon itself. If you do private label, you can sell your private label brand technically in all of the other countries. Like Amazon has Amazon UK, Amazon China. China now is huge. It's just as big as the US. So if you're like, oh, well, these other places aren't as big as the US, China sure as hell is. So I mean, you won't have a problem doing business. And it's funny because if you're if you're branding your own product and you're selling it in China, that's actually where it's coming from.
Right.
But so that always intrigued me. I was always laughing about that. But Amazon last year told me that they just started. This is brand new though, doing their own FBA in China. So this is a whole new brand new thing. So in the future, you want to look. Everything's long term, but everything is short term, right? Because we want to make money right now, but we also want to make money, big money, in the long term. So short term.
Right. Okay. But you sold $9 million last year. So what is big money?
Well, what is big money? I mean, $1 million. So let's just say you net $1 million or you net close to $1 million. Like, I mean, you can say that's big money, but at the same time, it just depends on how much you reinvested in your company. Depends on how much you put out there for marketing. Other businesses you start, what you truly netted. But like at the end of the day, like whatever's big money to you, I mean, I
No,
don't
but
know.
what do you consider big money? That's the question.
I don't really consider anything really big money unless, I don't know. I don't ever have like this plateau where I'm like, oh, this is big money.
Yeah.
I could say like, if you're like the next Jeff Bezos or like, the next, even somebody that's just like a highly like a Grant Cardone type guy. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how much he's worth, but those guys make, really good money, but I'm not going to sit there and ever say at any point where I'm at, oh, this is big money. Because you don't ever want to settle or be complacent, So yeah, but I'm just saying that with all the marketplaces that are out there, you have so much potential with so many different ways to brand yourself and make money on those like Amazon and eBay, and within those marketplaces, obviously, like I said, all those other countries. And it's the same thing with like like Overstock, even unless you sell your products on their site. Newegg, Wayfair, and all those places. There's so many. Wish is actually a really good one now. Wish.com. So
what Wish?
Wish is becoming a new platform that's really good. So probably the next year will probably be pretty good. I'm assuming. We'll find out, obviously. But there's a lot of new seller marketplaces out there that are coming there, and I'm looking to definitely try to establish my brand. That's a big focal point this year. So, money. What is money? So, like when you make big money with dropshipping, what is it? It's freedom units, right? So at the same time as you making fast money, you're creating more freedom units. So that gives you the ability to have, lucrative ability on establishing your own brand, right? Because it's not necessarily advantageous to create your own brand from day one and you're broke, right? If you're yes, it's not always the best idea to come in and be like, all right, well, I'm gonna just invest like $5,000 on this product, and if it fails, I'm dead because it was all on a credit card. Now I have to make payments. So like you have to look at it like dropshipping has always been. You always have to have short term kind of rolled over into the long term because that gives you that ability to not have to always worry about what you're investing. It's more so like advantageous to kind of scale that way. And so that's.
Would you stop drop shipping? Are you scaling back drop shipping, or you just like now that you're going on to these other things? How does it look moving forward?
Moving forward, I'm not necessarily scaling back in a sense, but I am kind of taking a step back to kind of see the field. So I am kind of like analyzing, okay, where are the holes, where are the gaps that I need to fill? Because I need to fill as a business owner, you need to look at every now and then, take a break and like look at the gaps and see, look at the new softwares that are out there, the new things that you can add to your business, whether it's training somebody to do some of the stuff that's taking time out from your vision and where you need to be it mentally, because there's a lot of things that you as an owner don't need to be doing as far as daily tasks, and so you need to be able to outsource those things and focus on really the growth and the vision of the company. And if you can't do that, you need to figure out a way too, whether it's building another software or whatever. I don't know what it is, but there's a lot of things that definitely play a factor. But
what is there anything in specific that like I know you don't settle at any point, right? But is there anything that specific that led you down that road, that hinted you to step back and look at everything? What was the driving force behind that, or it's just something you thought about at this time? Like what? You understand what I'm saying?
The driving force. I mean, like you want to look at things and what. Okay, I'll put it to you like this. Like you want to look at it basically like the best way to scale. Like I've done things the hard way, but I've mastered doing it the hard way. So what if you look at it from the other perspective? What if I'm doing things the easy way, which is kind of like almost. And I'll look at FBA in a way that's different because, of course, that takes away like a lot of the tasks that we have to do with our team, because I have a huge VA team. Yeah. It takes a lot of the main grueling tasks that come with that and put it more so on the marketing, which doesn't mean that they're not doing marketing anymore, or which doesn't mean they're not doing any of the grunt work anymore. They're just focusing on the marketing, which then at the same time all of their actions really become more so in growing the company, and the Amazon's taking care of all of the rest. So there is an advantage of being able to brand yourself, brand your products, and then have like the side that is costing money, taking time. That's harder to scale to a faster level, right? Unless you have software. I'll say that. If you have software, that is definitely an exclusion there. But unless there's a software component, which we actually are going to be using a software component, you can use different like inventory managers and integrations, depending on if you're using like wholesale drop shipping or something like that directly from manufacturers or distributors. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. I mean, sometimes it takes a little bit of capital or a little bit of business establishment to connect with some of those people, like as far as wholesale drop shipping, because a lot of people have looked into that. But and you have the liability when you do wholesale drop shipping is of returns, shipping costs. Some people don't weigh all those factors in, so you have to look at it from a business perspective. Are you equipped and prepared to handle that side of it? But from the FBA side, you kind of have everything down pat. Like you have everything kind of like a straight line. It's like, this is my profit. And you have higher margins, but this is my profit. This is my cost here, and this is going to take care of, like, it eliminates a lot of taking you away from growing the business. So it's cool because what I'm saying is like, this is the thing that you kind of want to have in every business. You want to be able to have ability to work on new projects, but not always be kind of caught up in the business. And so I feel like with private label stuff like that, it gives you the ability to kind of like outsource it in another format, and then focus on like with your team and VAs and stuff like that, growing the business with marketing, instead of having all the team concentrate fully on like the sheets, like keeping, fulfilling, and whatever, returns, customer service. That does take a lot of time, and whereas your team could be focused more so on the marketing side, which does play a role of your profit and bottom line and stuff. So that's kind of like where I'm at personally, but it's just my recommendation for people. Anyway, you gotta kind of choose your route. Of course, drop shipping starting out, whether you're starting out on eBay or Amazon, which I strongly suggest starting on eBay.
Yeah.
Some people, I think you've done videos, like Mark, you do videos where it's just like, you're talking about like Shopify first, starting on Shopify first or something like that.
Right.
Not sure what you said, but I mean, as far as if you're asking me personally, it's just not advantageous to start on Shopify first because you just don't know, you don't have any like, I mean, let's just say you're broke, or let's just say, because I don't know what the statistic is, but less than 80% of people, or 80% of people in the U.S. have less than $3,000 in their bank account.
Right.
So we're assuming that everybody's pretty much broke. So like if you start, so then I would assume that Amazon's not necessarily the first one you want to start off with either, and also Shopify is not one of the first ones to start off with either. Unless you can do it in a way that is very slow and safe, that's comfortable for you, and you have a little bit of income coming in from another job. So it's just tough for certain people to start out. But eBay is always one of those ones, and I got guys that do eBay stuff like that, and it complements their job, and they've been scaling and I'm always like, keep your job until you've done it successfully for a year or feel really comfortable, and then you've grown it, because a lot of people just want to quit their job and just focus on this exclusively, but that's not really a smart move if you're just getting into the e-commerce world. You want a couple different ways of making money online before you make that plunge. But
you made all this money drop shipping over the past year, 2 years. So is it that you're using the money that you made there to get into FBA and white label and branding your products and so on?
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, so I mean, like when you establish dropshipping, the best part is like you get cash, you gain credit, you get so those are two things. I mean, not only do you get cash, you gain immense credit because your credit card companies are just making money by the boatload just off you. So I mean, your credit card companies will extend your PayPal. You can even get money from PayPal lending.
Right.
Cabbage.com, you can get money from Cabbage. You can get money from, or Payability is not necessarily like a lending site, but they are paying your funds on Amazon every day, 80%. up to 80% every day. So there are a lot of ways to, leverage yourself so that you can at least be in position to make the most, maximize your full potential. So you're not necessarily being like, oh, I'm going to use the fact that I don't have enough capital as an excuse. And that's not true. If you want to use that as an excuse, I mean, it's just, you're just not using all the resources that are really there for you.
Right. And then what, again, a lot of times people like to know specifics, but like what type of margins you're looking at when you're doing FBA? I know it's hard to say an exact amount because you have to spend money on marketing and so on, but compared to drop shipping, for example, what type of margins are you looking at when you brand your own products and ship it into Amazon?
Well, first of all, I just want to say before I even get started on that, the two trainings that I really like for FBA are, there's three. So, I mean, Kevin David, if you haven't heard of him, he's very popular. Kevin David is one of the best. One of the people that was trained, the course that I'm actually watching is Dan Voss. He's really, really good. He has a lot of information. He just throws it at you like directly, really quickly. Great guy. He knows his stuff. And he knows all these ways to find good products without necessarily losing all this money. Like he's finding all of these like little gaps that people are going to miss for you. So it's really cool. And then obviously Becky Thames, she has a lot of stuff as well. So those are three courses that I'm kind of taking and going over as far as like learning and gaining as much knowledge. But as far as like me when I'm trying to like look at for me personally when I'm looking at FBA and private label, margins are through the roof. Like they can be anywhere from 50 to like 80%. Like it's just crazy. Like you can just make whatever. When you're finding products, I mean it's nothing like dropshipping. That's the best part about private label because of course you do have to factor in PPC, which is your paid advertising, which you might know about. I don't know. Do you do any PPC or are you?
Yeah. I played around with Amazon pay-per-click. And I've done the sponsored ads on eBay, but I haven't done any in-depth. So do you think, okay, you've sold a ton drop shipping on eBay, on Amazon, right?
Right.
Does that, so you would have a lot of data of what sold, you'll be able to see items you sold multiple times. Have you thought about using that information to decide what you white label? Like going from what you've sold before like crazy, if you found like a similar item with a good margin or no?
Yeah. So absolutely. Well, the same softwares that I use, like, I mean, if you don't use like, there's a lot of softwares out there, but I mean, and some of my trainings that I've already made, I just haven't published yet. I talk about, Jungle Scout and I talk about AS Inspector Pro, kind of use them both because there are a few of them that are a little bit, I mean, both of them kind of have a little bit of fallacies, I would kind of say, because some of the data is not quite accurate, but I kind of use both of them to kind of compare and make my own little dope chart.
Okay.
But I find the products the same way. So like if you're looking for the products and you're actually trying to find like private label products, you can find them by the same statistics, right? Mm-hmm. So you're looking at but it's obviously different suppliers. You have to look at and then contact the supplier on Alibaba and say and make sure that obviously they're a good supplier, make sure that they're a reliable supplier. Make sure they're willing to package it the way you want. Make sure they're willing to ship it in a certain period of time. Let's say you wanted only to do 500 units. How long will it take to ship another 500? Should you just, go red hot and you just sell them all in like, I don't know, a week? You need to ask all these questions and stuff so you can trust your supplier because we all trust. I mean, that's the reason why, on dropshipping we do so well. We all trust a lot of these retail suppliers really well, and that's what's been really good because we've been able to scale off of that. That's right. When you have good retail or even wholesale drop shippers that are able to like communicate and always have a solution for you and makes your business so professional. So you kind of want to do that same thing when you're doing with private label and FBA. You gotta trust your supplier. You gotta trust what they're doing because you don't want them to just send you a bunch of shit. So you want to make sure that everything that you're doing is definitely on point and it's reliable and consistent and stuff. So. But yeah, like I don't really to answer your question. Let me see what were we talking about.
No, I think I was asking about using the data of what you're selling.
Yeah. So as far as the data, I mean, we're using the same softwares exactly. So it's really no different. That's why I said when I'm making suggestions on FBA and stuff, it's really kind of interesting because it's a lot of the same stuff using Keepa, using all of those when you can analyze it from like just one perspective, it's really just one gear over, and then you're just kind of doing it from another supplier, and then you're doing a checklist and making sure you pick the right product, and then it's very similar. That's why I say it's really actually advantageous. Once you learn one side of it, then it's just like a complementary side of it. It's just like once you learn how to write with your your left hand, or not write with your left hand, but once you learn how to ride a bike, it's just like everything kind of just plays into the consistency of what you've done before. You can do it again in another kind of similar aspect or business and stuff. So it's really identical. You just got to trust the supplier and trust where you're getting it from and the brand, and make sure there's no patents, of course, and make sure there's no trademarks and stuff like that. That's a little bit different. And I was going to say that on dropshipping, the one thing you guys, I mean, you know this, but the VEROs, the trademark violations, and all the IP disputes that we get, which I'm sure everybody does get a lot of those. You guys got to get, I mean, that's the one side of it on dropshipping that does become a pain in the ass. However, I will say this. If you're willing to work with the brands, even if you continue to do it, I mean, ceasing and desisting and asking them to remove the complaints, I mean, they do build up. You've got to make sure, this is something that we've been doing as well, making sure you're getting those removed, because if they add, your account will be suspended. I mean, if they keep adding. So you want to reach out to them and be proactive about it. Retroactively, go all the way back from all of your complaints and go and get rid of them. We're doing that now, and so that's my main suggestion, is making sure you're getting those, because people, I mean, some brands don't want you reselling. Some brands don't want you reselling on Amazon. Some brands you're contacting, they're like, well, okay, wait, you can resell our brand, but you just have to contact us and let us know who you are first.
Right.
So sometimes it's okay. So I just want to explain that. Sometimes just like some brands are just really picky. Some brands are okay with it. Some brands are like, okay, you can resell a brand, but you can't drop your price below this. Like, that's okay.
Right.
We know we have your business information now. You just can't drop your price below this, and blah blah blah. Or you can only sell on eBay, just eBay only, and then your own website. Okay. Sometimes it's just your own website, and then that's it. But then I'll ask, of course, can I sell on any of the other marketplaces like Jet, Walmart, anything? Well, you can actually sell on Walmart.
Can you sell on Jet?
Yeah, you can sell on Jet and Walmart. So
okay, I knew you could sell on Walmart. I never tried Jet. I know that Walmart had bought Jet at some point, so I'm guessing.
Well, yeah, essentially they have the same, the marketing, I think it's the marketing director or something like that. So they I mean, I'm sure they have some of the same like SEO and stuff. So they probably are getting closer and closer to each other's, level of, traffic. So. Okay. Don't quote me on that.
All right, yeah, but one last question that a ton of people keep asking. So we had the Amazon training. One of the reasons it didn't come out yet is because we wanted to finish the software, right? The Amazon software, and then do you still plan to put out the Amazon dropshipping training? Do you want what's the plan? Do you plan on doing that in 2018 or what's the deal?
I'm gonna do it, but like I said, I wanted a few of the softwares coming out to critiqued around it, and so like I said, everybody that's waiting. The softwares will be critiqued around it because I wanted it for myself. I obviously wanted it for everybody else. There are issues with a lot of the other softwares, and our goal was to make a software that kind of did everything all the other softwares couldn't. And it's just like, as a business owner, I've used SKUGrid for so long. It's just like to be able to do stuff that they could never do. Because I mean, it's one thing being able to connect with the CEO or the manager and just, we need to change this. Hey, we need to change this. But it's one thing. But it's quite another thing to actually own the software. Right. And it's just, now you can just critique it like no more BS. It's just like, now we can just make it the way we want, and then that's it. Like, we don't have to add all these issues. So that was my main thing. I mean, the training is one thing with finding products and stuff like that, and that was another part of it that we're also going to have as a listing tool, very similar to AS Inspector Pro, and that's something I want to add to the training. It's also going to be great to have one thing that's connected to, like, so let's just say Jungle Scout is connected to your student, and then you can kind of just list as you're finding the
right.
So yeah, that's kind of like that would make the most sense for somebody that's trying to find products. Whether you're doing FBA or private label, you can do it both ways. It doesn't matter. That's why I said it's software. and the training are going to go hand in hand. So I will do it. We just need to finish up some of the
software. Okay.
I think that we'll definitely be where we need to go and have everything finished. The other thing is like, you know, always changes their stuff. So I mean, I know that a lot of people use different different appeal companies should they ever get suspended and stuff like that. I'm basically, you know, at this point for DSG and stuff like that, I'm basically going to be also doing some stuff for, you know, appeals and stuff and helping other people that are within the group.
Okay.
At least on the Amazon side for sure. You know, get their accounts back should they ever get suspended. And I'm going to put a training out for that specifically, on like what to do. Here's templates. Here's some recommended ways to get it back and stuff like that. And that way, you know, of course, it can work out really well for some of the members that are trying to keep everything. Because I don't want to launch something that has, you know, and then something. Because I'm a perfectionist, so I mean, I don't like policies and have things that, you know, oh, my account got messed up, or I can't do this.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, I mean, I do want to make sure that whatever is out there, you know, you have every answer to every problem, and there's really nothing that you're gonna see that I haven't seen, that I haven't been able to handle, you know?
Right. Okay, sweet. All right, thanks, dude. So it's been like 30 minutes. So those of you guys who are still watching, again, subscribe to my channel. In the description, I'll put all Matt's social media, Instagram, YouTube. You want them to have your Facebook also, Matt? Like, I'm not sure.
Yeah. What do you mean? Do I have Facebook?
No, do you want me to share it in the video also?
Oh, yeah, sure, for sure.
All right, sweet. Yeah, because you post in the Honest Dropshippers group and everything. So thanks for your time. And tomorrow, I'll have a session with Juan where we can show you the software.
Okay, cool.
All right, sweet. All right, later.
I'm in.